Hi, I'm Tracy with KOGmissions.com. And how many of you heard about those red heifers that were taken from Texas and brought over to Israel last October? That seems to be getting a lot of attention right now. Unfortunately, in the regular media, you don't see much about it. But we know, according to scripture, that the priests need to be cleansed by the ashes of red heifers. And there's a lot of news going on in the Christian community about this right now. And unfortunately, a lot of people are saying, oh, the time is now, the end is near. And it could be, but we cannot speculate as to what will be until it actually happens. So we can speculate, and then we can watch and see what happens. So my thoughts on all of this are that we should be watching. It says in the news that these red heifers will be sacrificed before Passover so that the priests can be cleansed, so they can start building the temple and offering sacrifices. What all that entails, we will find out when it starts happening, whenever that be, whether it's in our lifetime or not. And things do seem to be winding down pretty quickly right now, so we do want to keep our eyes focused on what is happening around Jerusalem and in the Middle East. So in regard to these heifers, there are a lot of people that are scared even because they think, oh, it's the sign of the end of the age. Unfortunately, they probably don't understand that it is the end of the age, not the end of the world. And there are going to be a lot of bad things that happen prior to Jesus's coming. Now, could this be the beginning of setting things up for Antichrist and then eventually for Jesus to come? Yes, it could be. And as we know in Thessalonians, we are told that we should understand these things, but we should not fear. And so as a Christian, we don't need to fear. We should be excited, but we should know that there are a lot of bad and evil things that will be happening and that we need to stand firm, because it tells us that many, many will be deceived. The elect, the believers. So we need to make sure we're not following after some prophetic teacher who's bringing in all kinds of outside things. We need to make sure we are looking at scripture and understanding the prophecy therein, and then making everything else fit into that, not trying to make biblical prophecy fit into things that are happening or views of what might be happening in the world. And when we come to the end of this age, in these last final years before Jesus comes, it isn't about storing food up. It isn't about trying to save your life. We are told to be faithful witnesses. We need to continue doing missions and evangelizing as we can, whether it's just the people around us or in any other way. We need to be making disciples, and we need to be being a disciple, and we need to be following Jesus even under persecution. We are told that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of his testimony that we are speaking, and by not loving life so much that we're not willing to die. And in that death, we are then we will be resurrected. We know we will be, to the glory of God. So I encourage you to keep your eyes open, to be watching what is going on with these red heifers, but to not go overboard about it. We need to just watch and then go on to the next step. And so hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll see what's going on with these heifers and if they have been sacrificed or not. And so keep your eyes focused on Jerusalem. Keep looking to the Middle East, what's happening there, because we know that those things happening over there are what will line up in scripture as to the prophecy that will be fulfilled at the end of the age. I will be speaking at Theological Conference in a couple weeks. The conference begins April 5th, and it is online. I invite you to join us. We have a lot of great speakers, and my personal presentation is going to be on the abomination and what's going to be happening at the end of the age in regard to Antichrist and the false prophet. So I invite you to join me and to join us at Theological Conference. I hope to see you there. And I will put a link in the description so that you can find out the schedule to make sure that you are there or catch the recordings. So a big thank you to Restoration Fellowship, who's putting this together. And hopefully we will see you in a couple weeks. Have a blessed day. Mm-hmm.